And my birthday is over. It's like a ha-ha moment. Like your dog already gone and now I'm gone. And now look what you did because you didn't want to stay. That's what I'm getting, y'all. Y'all don't understand, man. Y'all don't understand. I swear y'all don't understand. I swear y'all don't understand this type of person.
Las Vegas, a city that never stops moving. But somewhere beyond the strip's flashing lights, everything stood still. Inside a small apartment on the west side, Lucas Coley, a 27-year-old rapper and social media star, sat alone. The blinds were half drawn. His studio monitors were silent. His phone glowed beside him, the only light left in the room. He unlocked it, opened Instagram and typed 4 small words that no one could ever forget. I love y'all, red heart. No caption. No explanation. Just love and silence. To his followers, it looked like another post. Maybe a teaser for new music, maybe just late-night thoughts. But to Lucas, it was a message to the world he was leaving behind. Hours earlier, he'd been calling people. Old friends, his little brother, his manager. He told them how much they meant to him. He laughed. He sounded peaceful. Nobody realized what that calm really was. Sometimes, when a person has made up their mind, peace becomes the most dangerous sign of all. This was a man who once filled rooms with light. Born in France. Raised in Michigan. He spoke with an accent, but his music spoke fluently to millions. He wasn't just another rapper. He was the dream so many thought they could never reach. And that's what made his silence so hard to understand. People like Lucas don't just disappear. They fade in plain sight, behind smiles, behind screens, behind the illusion that everything's okay. That night he sat on the edge of his bed. No entourage. No camera. No noise. Just him, and the weight of everything he'd carried for too long. At midnight the phone rang. It was her, Amber Harrison, the woman he had loved, fought for, and lost. She would later say that his voice sounded calm, too calm. They talked. She pleaded. He apologized. And then, a sound that no one should ever hear through a phone. In that moment everything stopped. The call dropped. The world shifted. And somewhere in Las Vegas, a bright light went out. When police entered the apartment, they found his phone still connected. Still echoing her voice, crying, begging, asking why. The last thing he saw was her name on that screen. The last thing she heard was him letting go. A young rapper. A viral star. Gone. Fans flooded his final post. Please tell us this isn't real. He said he loved us. Why didn't we see it? But what they didn't know is that this wasn't sudden. This had been building for months, hidden behind filters, music, and smiles. What happened between them wasn't just a breakup. It was a slow unraveling. A love story that turned into a storm. A public romance that became private chaos. The internet saw their highlights. But what it didn't see were the messages, the arguments, the sleepless nights that led to this moment. This wasn't just about heartbreak. It was about the pressure of living 2 lives, the one everyone adored online, and the one that was quietly falling apart offline. Before we understand how it ended, we need to understand how it all began. Before the fame, before the lights and the headlines, there was just a kid with a dream. A boy named Lucas Coley. He was born on July 8, 1997 in the city of Dakar, Senegal, before his family moved to France, and later to Michigan, USA. His father was Senegalese, his mother French, 2 cultures in 1 heartbeat. He grew up hearing 3 languages at home, Wolof, French, and English. That mix would one day become his greatest gift, and his escape. When his family finally settled in East Lansing, Michigan, Lucas was the quiet one at school, the foreign kid with an accent people laughed at. He didn't always understand the jokes, but he understood rhythm. He could hear music in everything. The sound of the bus engine, the locker slamming, the click of a pencil against a desk. By the time he was 13, Lucas had begun turning that rhythm into words. He filled notebooks with lyrics, English on one page, French on the other. 2 worlds. 1 voice. And when he rapped, that accent everyone teased him for suddenly made him different, unforgettable. He didn't have a studio. No manager. Just a phone, a dream, and something to say. He posted his first freestyle online at 16.
Real deal playing my stilo, I'm shooting plays like free throws, fuck what they saying on my...
No one expected what came next. Within hours, strangers were commenting from all over the world. Who is this kid? This flow is crazy. French and English, that's fire. The internet had found him. And suddenly, the boy who felt invisible was going viral. Every upload was bigger than the last. Every freestyle sharper, faster, more confident. He didn't chase trends, he created them. By 17, Lucas Coley had built a fan base bigger than most artists signed to labels. People loved his honesty, his humor, his humility. He wasn't pretending to be someone else, he was just himself. He mixed French verses with American slang and made it sound effortless. For kids who felt caught between cultures, Lucas was proof that you didn't have to choose, you could belong to both. Labels began to notice. So did sponsors. But Lucas stayed independent. He didn't trust the industry. He wanted freedom, to make music his way, to keep control of his story. At 18 he released his breakout hit, I Just Wanna, which exploded online. Tens of millions of views. Thousands of covers. Suddenly the kid with the accent wasn't just a rapper, he was a global voice. For the first time Lucas was performing on real stages, packed shows, flashing lights, cameras in his face. He'd made it. He'd gone from recording in his bedroom to performing for screaming fans who knew every lyric by heart. But as the crowds got louder, the silence behind the curtain grew heavier. Success changes things. The more he achieved, the smaller his world felt. Friends from home didn't understand the new life. The industry didn't understand his heart. And Lucas, he didn't understand why the happiness he dreamed of didn't feel like happiness at all. He started working longer nights, chasing something he couldn't quite name. His music was his therapy, but it was also his mirror. And in that mirror he saw a young man who had everything he thought he wanted, and still felt incomplete. Fame can give you everything: money, fans, recognition. But the one thing it rarely gives is peace. For Lucas Coley, peace arrived disguised as a DM. Her name was Amber Harrison, popularly known as Amber H., a rising influencer from Oklahoma, known for her fashion tips and motivational posts. She wasn't chasing fame, she was building her own. And when she messaged him, it wasn't about business. It was simple: I love how real you seem. That message led to hours of talking. Every night they stayed up until sunrise, trading jokes, secrets, childhood stories. Two people in two different worlds, yet both searching for something real. And for the first time in a long time, Lucas felt seen. Months later, Amber flew out to Michigan. Fans didn't know it yet, but that trip was the start of something that would take the internet by storm. They laughed like best friends, filmed silly clips, and fell in love faster than either expected. When she left, he wrote a song about her that never got released. A soft track with only one line repeated, "She knows me better than the world." By the time they went public, followers were already hooked. They became a brand. The perfect couple who looked like they had it all figured out. Every smile, every trip, every kiss captured in 4K for millions to adore. Their videos weren't staged, at least not at first. They were raw, funny, full of chemistry. Fans felt like they were watching two souls grow together in real time. Together they became more than lovers. They became content. Brand deals started calling. Luxury hotels wanted them for couple getaways. Jewelry brands wanted them to model promise rings. Every anniversary, every birthday, every argument turned into engagement gold. But when love becomes content, something changes. You stop feeling emotions and start performing them. Behind the cute captions and filters, cracks began to show. Lucas started feeling jealous, not because he didn't trust Amber, but because everyone wanted a piece of her. She was gaining followers fast. Some days her posts did better than his. That scared him. He wasn't losing a girlfriend. He was losing control of the only person who made him feel grounded. Fans never saw the tension. They saw the smiles, the laughter, the apologies posted after every fight. But off camera they were two people drowning under the pressure to stay perfect. Lucas started checking her phone. Amber started locking it. He asked where she was going. She said she needed space. The more he held on, the more she pulled away. The more she pulled away, the tighter he held on. And then came the live stream. Amber had gone live to show fans her new apartment. Halfway through, the front door opened. Lucas walked in. Viewers heard him off camera, voice tight, angry. "You ignore my calls but you answer every other guy?" Amber froze. The chat exploded. She ended the stream within seconds. But the internet never forgets. Clips spread across social media, millions of views in hours. Some defended him. Others called him controlling. And for the first time, their perfect relationship looked human. From that moment, everything changed. Every smile after that was a little forced. Every video a little more scripted. They weren't just partners anymore. They were performers trapped inside their own love story. The money kept coming. The followers kept watching. But behind the scenes, Lucas and Amber had stopped talking the way they used to. She started taking solo trips. He stayed home, convinced she was pulling away for good. When she posted selfies with captions about growth and freedom, he read them like coded messages. Every quote felt like a goodbye. Friends tried to step in, but Lucas brushed them off. He said he was fine, just focused on his music. But the music told the truth. His new songs were darker. Lyrics about loss, betrayal, and trying to hold on to something that doesn't want to be held. Then came the turning point, a conversation that would change everything. Amber told him she wanted to take a break. Not forever, just space. Lucas agreed. At least that's what he said. But deep down it felt like death. He told his manager, "She wants to find herself. But she was my reason." And for the first time his voice broke. He started withdrawing again. Less online. Less laughter. More silence. Amber began therapy, learning to set boundaries. Lucas started searching for meaning, and for a way to get her back. They still talk sometimes. But it wasn't love anymore. It was longing. And that longing, that constant ache of loving someone who's already halfway gone, was the beginning of his end. He would smile in public and break in private. He'd tell fans he was happy, then cry in the studio. He wasn't losing his career. He was losing his identity. Because for Lucas, love wasn't just part of his life. It was his life. And when it started to fall apart, so did he. The next chapter wouldn't be about fame. It wouldn't be about success. It would be about the slow unraveling of a man who gave everything and couldn't understand why it wasn't enough. Because love built him up. And now it was about to break him completely. By late 2023, the music changed. The melodies were slower. The lyrics were heavier. What used to sound like ambition now sounded like goodbye. Lucas Coley, the same kid who once filled rooms with laughter, was disappearing piece by piece. He didn't announce it. He didn't post about it. He just faded. At first, friends thought he was just recharging, taking time off after years of constant work. But what they didn't see were the long nights alone, the messages left on read, and the quiet panic that had taken over his once confident energy. He'd stare at his phone, refreshing Amber's page every few minutes. Each new photo cut a little deeper. Every quote about healing or freedom felt like a wound reopening. He told his manager he couldn't sleep. He told his brother he didn't feel like himself. But he told the world nothing. Because when you're known for your smile, pain feels like a secret you're not allowed to share. The first red flag came during a video shoot. The crew said Lucas looked tired. He laughed it off, blamed jet lag, and kept going. But when the camera stopped rolling, so did he. He sat in the corner of the room, staring into space. No words. No expression. Just empty. One of the producers later said, "It was like he was there, but not really there." Visuals. Amber on social media, bright filters, motivational captions. Contrast with Lucas' darker posts. Narrator somber. Amber was doing her best to move forward. Her content was shifting, more self-care, more independence. And while she tried to protect her peace, Lucas was unraveling online. He started posting cryptic captions. "I gave everything. Sometimes love just hurts." No one really knows what's going on behind the scenes. Fans flooded the comments, "Stay strong. We love you." But likes can't save you. Not when the pain is offline. He began cutting off people close to him. He stopped answering calls. He missed studio sessions. And when he did show up, he'd just sit in front of the mic, staring, unable to say a word. Sometimes he'd hit record and whisper lyrics like confessions. She was my peace. Now I'm just noise. Those tracks were never released. They sat on his hard drive, frozen moments of pain no one was meant to hear. His manager noticed the pattern. He said Lucas started giving away things, sneakers, watches, even his studio gear. When asked why, Lucas smiled and said, "I don't need all this to make music anymore." But what he really meant was that he didn't plan to make music again at all. People think despair looks dramatic, screaming, crying, falling apart. But sometimes it's calm. Too calm. Lucas wasn't angry. He wasn't loud. He was peaceful, terrifyingly peaceful. He told his mom he was doing better. He laughed with friends on FaceTime. He even posted an old throwback of him and Amber with a heart emoji, and fans thought maybe they were patching things up. But inside, Lucas was planning something else entirely. In his search history, police later found phrases like, "Ways to make peace with goodbye," "How to leave without pain," and "Can people hear you after death?" He wasn't looking for answers. He was looking for closure. 2 nights before everything ended, he called her. She didn't pick up, not out of cruelty but exhaustion. By then, every call felt like reopening a wound. He left a voicemail. It was only 4 seconds long. "I just wanted to say thank you." She didn't listen to it until it was too late. In those final days, Lucas wasn't just a man in pain. He was a man saying goodbye, in plain sight. Every post, every gift, every silence, was part of his farewell. But no one saw it for what it was. Because when you've built your life on performing happiness, your sadness starts to look like an act too. October 3rd, 2024. The night began like any other, but it wouldn't end that way. Inside his apartment, Lucas Coley moved with an unsettling calm. No rushing. No hesitation. Everything he touched, he placed with purpose, like someone arranging a memory. He cleaned his desk, dusted his awards, even set up his camera equipment as if preparing to film, but there was no script this time. Only silence. He placed 3 letters on the nightstand. One addressed to his family, one to his manager, and one unmarked. The handwriting was uneven, trembling but careful. He wrote the words over and over until they looked perfect. He didn't drink that night. He didn't take pills. He wanted to feel everything, one last time. He showered, trimmed his beard, and put on the gray hoodie Amber bought him in Paris, the one he'd worn in their first YouTube vlog together. Then he sat on the edge of his bed, and opened his phone. Every memory was a reminder of what he'd lost, and what he couldn't let go of. He scrolled slowly, pausing on her face, then on his own. 2 people who once believed love could fix anything. Now strangers divided by silence. He typed something into his notes app, paused, deleted it, then opened Instagram instead. At 11:47 p.m., he pressed post. 4 words. "I love y'all, red heart." No hashtags. No caption. Just finality. Within minutes, his followers noticed. Hundreds of comments appeared. Some playful, some worried. "We love you too. What's wrong? This feels different." But Lucas never saw them. He'd already turned off the phone screen. Just after midnight, he called his manager. The man was half asleep, didn't think much of it. "I need you to handle things for me," Lucas said. "What things?" "Just take care of my family. You'll understand tomorrow." The manager tried to keep him talking, but the call ended. Lucas's tone had been calm, too calm, almost peaceful. Then came the final call. Amber's phone lit up at 12:06 a.m. She hesitated. They hadn't spoken properly in weeks. Still she answered. What she heard on the other end wasn't anger. It wasn't tears. It was something worse, acceptance. "I just wanted to hear your voice," he said quietly. "That's all." Amber's voice cracked. "Lucas, please don't do this. Please. We can fix this." He told her not to blame herself. That she made him feel alive once. That he just didn't know how to live without her now. The call lasted 12 minutes. Amber pleaded for him to stop, to wait, to let her come over. Then, in the middle of a sentence, she heard a sound. A single sharp crack that froze her in place. She screamed his name over and over, but there was no reply. Only the dull echo of a phone line still open. By the time police arrived, the apartment was silent. The phone was still connected. Her voice still faint in the background, crying into the void. The room told a story all on its own. His awards were lined in a perfect semicircle, as if he wanted his achievements to witness his final act. A photo of him and Amber rested on the nightstand, face up. His laptop screen was frozen on their YouTube channel, a video titled, "Why We'll Never Break Up." And beside it, one final note. A single line written by hand. She chose herself. I hope she finds peace. The coroner ruled it as a self-inflicted gunshot wound. But this wasn't an impulse. It was a decision, planned, prepared, and carried out by someone who felt there was nothing left to fix. Within hours, the news broke. Social media erupted. Fans flooded timelines with disbelief. Please tell me this is fake. He was just online. He said he loved us. But it was real. Too real. Amber posted nothing that morning. By the afternoon, she went live, tears streaming down her face, voice trembling as she confirmed what no one wanted to believe. He called me? I heard it happen, she whispered. The internet broke. And within minutes, the same people who had once celebrated their love began dividing into sides. Those who blamed her and those who begged the world to show compassion. The days that followed were chaos. Fans lit candles outside studios. Artists dedicated songs to his memory. And Amber, she disappeared from the internet entirely. But what Lucas left behind was more than grief. He left questions, painful ones. Ones that still haunt everyone who knew him. Could anyone have stopped it? Did he leave clues that no one saw? Or was he already gone long before that night? Because sometimes the most dangerous silence is the one that sounds peaceful. Lucas didn't go out angry. He went out tired of fighting, tired of pretending, tired of performing happiness for a world that never looked close enough. And for those who loved him, the hardest part wasn't losing him. It was realizing they had been saying goodbye for months, and never knew. But even after that night, even after the city fell silent and the news cycle moved on, the story wasn't over. Because the aftermath that followed would shake the internet, divide a community, and change how people saw love and loss forever. By dawn, the world already knew. News outlets rushed to post breaking headlines. Rapper and influencer Lucas Coley found dead at 27. For millions of fans, it didn't feel real. The same young man who'd rapped about hope and self-belief, gone. The same smile that had filled their screens, silenced. Across social media, disbelief turned into heartbreak. Hashtags spread like wildfire. Hashtag RIP Lucas Coley. Hashtag Forever Lucas. And one that hit hardest. He said he loved us. In the comment sections, people wrote paragraphs as if he could still read them. You got me through hard times. Thank you for being real. We failed you. Fans who had never met him were grieving like they'd lost a brother. Because in a way, they had. Outside the studio where he recorded his first hit, someone left a microphone wrapped in flowers. Another fan placed a letter that read, "You saved me when I couldn't save myself." Soon, hundreds gathered, playing his songs, singing his lyrics, crying in rhythm. It wasn't a concert. It was a collective farewell. Fellow musicians posted tributes. Some shared memories of studio sessions. Others admitted they'd missed the signs too. He always smiled, one artist said. We thought he was okay. But behind the tributes came the chaos. Within hours, the story turned ugly. The internet needed someone to blame. And they chose Amber Harrison. She had been the last person to speak to him. The one who'd heard the gunshot. The name tied forever to his final moments. People flooded her pages with hate, death threats, accusations. She shut down her accounts within 24 hours. What began as mourning had turned into a digital witch hunt. No one stopped to think that maybe she was a victim too.
Yeah, my
When she
birthday is
finally
over.
reappeared, it was through a trembling live
It's
stream.
like a ha-ha moment. Like your dog already gone and now I'm gone. And now look what you did because you didn't want to stay. That's what I'm getting, y'all. Y'all don't understand, man. Y'all don't understand. I swear y'all don't understand. I swear y'all don't understand this type of person.
By dawn, the world already knew. News outlets rushed to post breaking headlines. Rapper and influencer Lucas Coley found dead at 27. For millions of fans it didn't feel real. The same young man who'd rapped about hope and self-belief, gone. The same smile that had filled their screens, silenced. Across social media, disbelief turned into heartbreak. Hashtags spread like wildfire. Hashtag RIP Lucas Coley. Hashtag Forever Lucas. And one that hit hardest. He said he loved us. In the comment sections, people wrote paragraphs as if he could still read them. You got me through hard times. Thank you for being real. We failed you. Fans who had never met him were grieving like they'd lost a brother. Because in a way, they had. Outside the studio where he recorded his first hit, someone left a microphone wrapped in flowers. Another fan placed a letter that read, "You saved me when I couldn't save myself." Soon, hundreds gathered, playing his songs, singing his lyrics, crying in rhythm. It wasn't a concert. It was a collective farewell. Every story ends, but some never really leave us. The story of Lucas Coley isn't just about tragedy, it's about what it means to be human in a world that never stops watching. He taught us that fame doesn't protect you from pain. That love can be both beautiful and brutal. And that even the brightest souls can feel lost in their own light. His voice may be gone, but his message still echoes. I love y'all. 3 words that meant everything to him and to millions who still carry his music in their hearts. So tonight, if this story moved you, if it made you stop, reflect, or feel something real, share it. Share it with someone who might need to hear it. With a friend. With a family member. Because sometimes a story like this can reach someone right when they need it most. And if you believe stories like this matter, if you believe these voices, these lives, these lessons shouldn't be forgotten, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's free, but it means everything. Your support helps us keep telling stories that remind the world what it means to feel, to love, and to be alive. For Lucas Coley, for every soul who struggled in silence, this story is for you. And to everyone watching right now, take care of yourselves. Check on the people you love. Because you never know which smile is hiding a storm. If you found this story powerful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Because stories like this remind us that behind every headline, there's a heartbeat.